Zidane, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. And honestly, it is a fantastic movie. Now, those of you who have been on the channel for a while would be like, are probably like, wait a minute, didn't he already make this video? And the answer is yes. I did make a review of the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie back when it released in theaters, because I actually went to go see it with Static Star, who is the same person who created the artwork for both of the Build the Adventure series that unfortunately had to end. And possibly she might be coming back for other artwork in the future. But for right now, that's not important. What's really important is this movie is now out on Blu-ray. And holy crap, I love it. Now, the first thing to note is that yes, there are spoilers in this movie. I actually talked a little bit about it in my review of Volume 25 of the manga. If you are a manga person and you want, or you're someone who wants to wait until all of the quote unquote spoilers are gone, then wait until the end of season 5 of the anime or read through volume 25 of the manga. Now, do you necessarily have to do that in order to enjoy this movie? No. The fact is that this movie was made for My Hero Academia fans, whether they are anime onlys or people who are actually reading the manga. Most of the spoilers, and like I said, I put spoilers in quotes, are so minor that it's basically these things where fans would be like, oh, it's that thing. Oh, I got that. Oh, that's why he's wearing that glove. Things like that are constantly going to happen. And unfortunately, that's fortunately for the anime onlys, that means that you're not going to get too spoiled. And unfortunately for people who have read the manga, you may be freaking out seeing these different spoilers when you go to take your friends who are anime onlys to go see the movie. Believe me, that was actually one of the things that freaked me out a ton when I actually went to go see the movie with Static Star. When we went to go see that, I didn't know exactly what was going to be in there. I thought that, oh, it's supposed to be a movie that's and it's coming out with the anime. No big deal. And then the thing happens. One of the things that actually caught my eye immediately was actually Deku's gloves. When he uses his Air Force gauntlets, you can actually tell in every single trailer that he's using them. But the thing is that this movie came out in the middle of the season. And clearly the anime onlys hadn't seen that. And that freaked me the heck out. Because I didn't want someone who hadn't seen all of that to be getting tons and tons of spoilers. And there were little things like that throughout the entire movie that I was just like, oh, fudge, this is going to be really bad. But the thing is that a lot of the anime onlys didn't notice. I'm serious. They didn't at all. Basically, aside from the Air Force gauntlets, pretty much the only other spoiler that I thought was really major was the fact that Bakugo and Todoroki had their hero licenses. But the thing is that everyone knew that they were going to be getting them soon. Whether you had only been watching the anime or if you had actually only seen the last season. Because they actually revealed that they were going to be doing remedial courses in season 3 to get their licenses. So luckily even if you weren't fully aware, that was something that you knew was going to happen. and it wasn't as big of a shock to many people who saw it. But there are other spoilers in there that honestly I was really worried about, but they are so freaking minor. Basically, outfits. That is one of the biggest things that I thought was going to be really spoilerific, as well as anything that had to do with Deku's other quirks. But the thing is that they actually handle it pretty well. Now, obviously, I think that they could have handled the wording a little bit better so that it didn't seem as much of a spoiler, such as probably saying something like, "They're not letting me steal his quirk. Who are these people?" or something like that, rather than the line that they actually used, which was, "There are too many quirks. I can't steal them all," which I think would have been which honestly I felt was really dangerous, because even now, anime fans aren't fully aware that Deku actually has more than one quirk. He has all of the quirks from the previous users. He has Black Whip, he has Float, and he's going to be gaining the other quirks soon. He didn't have Float during this, and he didn't use Black Whip also, which I think was actually a really wise decision. Black Whip is an amazing power that Deku has at his disposal, but wisely they didn't use it. Deku is so much more adept at using the quirk now in the manga that if it had actually been during the current time, whether it be at the end of volume 25 or even in the even just in the middle of or as far as the war arc, Deku has to be using Black Whip. And if it's after the war arc, he better be using Float, because those are two of his most prominent quirks currently, and they really help him out a ton. But we don't get to see them, which I think is honestly reasonable. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see exactly what happens in the future. But yeah. Anyways, the movie is still fantastic. Like most anime movies, it takes place in an area that's not necessarily quote unquote canonical. Did it actually happen? Yes. Why did it actually happen? Because Horikoshi said so. Horikoshi has actually specifically stated that that both of the movies have happened. He has also stated that other things have also happened, i.e., school briefs and vigilantes. Both of these have I guess all three of these have actually happened in his idea of the story. And that is an important detail to know. Even if these stories are pretty minor, all things considered, they are important to the story as a whole. So, yes, it is canonical, but it's not necessarily something that you absolutely have to watch, because they're never going to necessarily spoil anything from the movie in the show. Well, that remains to be seen. But, yeah, nothing yet has been spoiled. A few things, though, to actually keep in mind, though, is that this isn't Two Heroes. Two Heroes was a very different movie that honestly had a lot of weird situations in it, and also was nowhere near as good as Heroes Rising. That's actually something that I really absolutely loved about Heroes Rising, is the fact that it decided to make itself its own thing, developing every single character beyond what you would ever think, and every single character gets their chance to shine. Even if it's just joining in the battle, it's still a huge moment. And I think the main reason that they don't go too in depth is because of the fact that every single character will eventually get a moment where their character is developed, whether it be in the manga or in the anime specifically. I mean, already we've seen Bakugo, Todoroki, Ida, Froppy, and Jiro all, and also Kirishima and technically Mina, all get really important moments, and also Aoyama, I guess, as well, have all had huge moments of development. And Uraraka, to a certain degree, has as well. Does that still mean that a few characters like Mineta, Sero, Kaminari, uh, Koda? I don't remember what his name is. Um, Shoji and Sato, they still need their development, and probably also Mina? Yes. But at the same time, this movie still gives them each their chance to shine, even if they're not necessarily a quote unquote important character, which I find really nice. This is why My Hero Academia stands above other series like it, where it's a group of kids. Because another show that is so similar is frickin' Assassination Classroom, which even to this day, I maybe know like 3 character names, or 3 of the students' names, and that's on a good day. Most of the time, it's Nagisa and Karma, but maybe I know Tarasaka. That's it. Meanwhile, here I know every single character's name, and that's important. So I don't know. I absolutely love this movie, and I hope that we continue to get more stuff. But I know that there's still some people who are probably wondering, should I still watch it? Well, or why should I get it? Well, there are 2 special features, which I know that's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea. It is just a behind the scenes with the cast and promo videos as the special features, but honestly, I still feel like just having the Blu-ray is one of the best things to do. But if you aren't necessarily someone who absolutely loves watching on a Blu-ray, then maybe sure get a frickin' digital copy on Funimation. I don't know how it works exactly, but yeah, just something to think about. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I do have to bring up one last thing, though. The future of the My Hero Academia movies. I've mentioned this before, but there are some ideas for there being a 3rd movie. And more specifically, that 3rd movie being in Season 5. Which I think a lot of fans don't really realize how dangerous that is. My Hero Academia Heroes Rising takes place at the end of Season 5. And most of the other shows really... most of the other content that we could make movies of is kind of in weird places. And if it's going to be in Season 6, during the time of Season 6, then a lot of things have actually happened that you can't really gloss over like they did in Heroes Rising. So if they are going to make another movie, it has to be one of 2 things. One, it has to be a movie based off of one of the other pieces of the story. Specifically, School Briefs would be a fantastic option, at least for the first one. The 2nd and 3rd are kind of iffy, and 4th is less iffy than 2 and 3, but more iffy than 1. So that's a possibility. And the other option is, of course, an All Might movie. I think a lot of fans would actually absolutely love to see an All Might movie. The only problem is that so much of his story is just not certain. Obviously, we've seen some of it in the movies and the show, but there's still a lot to see. So, unfortunately, I'm not exactly certain what we're going to do, but those are my 2 guesses at what the next movie will be. There's also a possibility that it could be Vigilantes, but considering the fact that Vigilantes will likely be going, starting its season next season, then yeah, I don't think we're getting a freaking Vigilantes movie. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this whole thing down in the comments below. Of course, if you have theories, make sure to tell me them down in the comments below as well. Make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. Let me know your thoughts on the movie, as well as the other movie as well, because I think that a lot of you guys didn't actually tell me what you thought of the movie when you first watched it. So definitely tell me what you thought. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways that you can support us financially. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, before I forget, big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time. But on!